tying agreements, like those agreements that Microsoft had with, let's say, Dell computers or computer manufacturers about combining software, or about having, they had with other software companies that would be tied into the Microsoft operating system. These agreements that the Justice Department were part of what the Justice Department went after Microsoft for on the famous antitrust case against Microsoft in the 1990s. Again, time agreements are contractual agreements. They're voluntary agreements. Nobody has to participate in them if they don't want to. You as a consumer don't have to buy the product if you don't like what's tied into it so far. You look at the features that are available on the product and you make a decision. Is it worth my money? Isn't it worth my money? There are other products. You can also not use a computer if all the computer companies are using time agreements. You can go back to writing on paper. You don't have a right to the computer you want with the software you want, independent of what the producers are producing and what the contracts that the producers are negotiating, and the price that entails. So anything that is not fraudulent, that does not violate anybody's rights, nobody's rights in tying agreements are violated, that again, not violating anybody's property rights, that are voluntary, that are contractual, none of that should be illegal. None of that is a reason for the government to go after a company. And generally, we believe, and you can read about this in Ayn Rand, and I know that our blog on the Ayn Rand Institute has a number of posting on this. We believe that antitrust is immoral. It's one of it really is the first large-scale violation of property rights. It's a non-objective law. For example, the idea of tying agreements being illegal is completely non-objective because there are tons of tying agreements. Just mean that they're contracts to restrict the way you use your product, and that exists in every industry all the time. And what happens is the Justice Department selectively uses these antitrust laws to go after some and not others. And that is the problem with antitrust laws. They're not objective. They're not clearly defined, and they restrict legitimate free market, voluntary, contractual agreements.